picked up and moved up here. I didn't know anyone within 2 hours of Boston, and I just kind of like, it was a new job, new city, new friends, like I just had to start fresh, and it was good. It was a good transition, you know, kind of thrown in for the first 2 months and a little hectic, but I'm still here. I survived.
So did you choose Massachusetts because of a teaching job, or?
I wanted to live near a city in the Northeast, and I applied around Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, New York, and nothing really felt right. And then I just happened, I had never even visited Boston, even on vacation, nothing. And I happened to find this job, and Mr. DeMeo called me the next day after I applied, and it was just like boom, 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 one thing after another. And here I was moving up here all of a sudden. It felt right. It was a good transition. Yeah, like deep down, it started. I started as a marketing major in college, and everyone and their mother and father are marketing majors. It's a really tough major, very cutthroat, and shockingly enough, I'm not too cutthroat. So I had this really great professor, and I talked to him, and he was in the business education department. He was like, you could teach marketing, you could teach business, and I was like, oh yeah, maybe I could be a teacher. And it's funny, my parents said after the fact, they were like, you know, we all, growing up, we were thinking he's going to be a teacher, he's going to be a teacher, but we didn't say anything, so now we can say I told you so. So I teach accounting, finance and investments, sports and entertainment marketing, and next year is a new class, retail management, which I'll most likely be teaching. It is. Sometimes I'll start, you know, teaching something, and then I'll realize that that's the wrong class, and you know, the kids will just be staring at me with a blank stare. But
he's a very upbeat teacher. He brings presence to the room, and he makes the class fun. He's very stylish with his clothes.
Yeah.
You can tell he has more than 5 outfits for the work week. I think he has a rotation, but yeah, he's a fun guy.
DeLong always finds a way to make fun of my driving, and he always laughs at me and stuff, but it's good. I respect him, so I do all of his work when he asks and stuff, and he earns a lot of respect with the kids because he's so friendly with us and stuff. And
we had an opening for a business teacher, and Mr. Long was fresh out of college. He brought some nice ideas and kind of impressed me with that. He had a lot of enthusiasm, and he had some good background in some of the courses he took to what matched up to what we were offering. So it seemed like a pretty good match. Yeah, I think just his enthusiasm for the subject impressed me. He was very confident, which impressed me, and he was knowledgeable too. And I think also he came from Pennsylvania, and he was willing to come to Massachusetts for a fresh start, so it really showed me that he was committed to what he wanted to do as a business educator.
No, I haven't always been a runner. In high school I was very eclectic. I tried to put my toe in a lot of things. So I was in track in high school, and in middle school in 9th grade I threw discus. And then everyone started to bulk up, and the throwers got huge. I did not. So I tried to run the 800, and it was just a fail. It was not good. So then I did some like intramural volleyball stuff at my school. It was really big. We were a big boys and girls volleyball school, but couldn't do varsity. I was in marching band, proud of that. I did some theater stuff. I did some volunteer stuff, just as much as I could. And then in college, I just kind of started to run for fun. And my junior, senior year, it was kind of a stress reliever thing, and I would just go out for like 1-mile runs and think I was the greatest thing to ever walk the earth. So that's kind of how I got started.
So not only is an avid runner, he's going green. We have been carpooling together for about 2 years now. We live about 4 blocks from each other in the city, and we used to follow each other in every day. So
we got to know each other. He said he was actually scared of me because he said I looked much older than I was, and I looked very serious. But he got to know me. Obviously, I'm not scary or old. And we've really been very close friends ever since. Mr. Long is a wonderful friend. He's a wonderful teacher. As stated in the previous red, white spotlight. We traveled together. We went to Europe to visit his sister and one of our friends in Greece.
As a friend, caring, compassionate. He's great with the students, great with his cross-country runners. And also he keeps us on our toes with technology because he introduces us to technology and shows us how to use it. And he's just always showing clips, videos, new programs to his students, even teaching them how to make an appropriate email address, send an appropriate worded email without the texting lingo, and just gets them really ready for the
Although he is excellent at foreign accents, and he often teaches his classes using accents, he is terrible at languages. He can't learn words or phrases. I'm sorry, Mr. Long, it's the truth, you know it.
So I decided to do Boston this year, and Boston, many people know, is the only marathon that you have to qualify for. So you have to run in another official marathon and get in a certain time. And the Philadelphia Marathon in 2008 was my first, and I ran it in 3 hours and 42 minutes, around that. So I'd have to basically cut, like a half hour off of my time, and that's not the easiest to do. Plus run another marathon to do that. So I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, maybe I'll try to run for charity. So I found the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, and they're one of the largest teams. We have about 150 runners. And I had to fill out like this 6-page application and like write an essay about it, and it was kind of like, it was a big deal. And then they like called me personally to congratulate me and whatever. So I actually got that call during cross country. We were doing a track workout, and I looked at my phone and I was like, I don't know this number. And I picked up and I jumped up in the air and screamed, and like my team just kind of like looked at me, and I was like, I got a number for Boston, and they go, cool, and I kept running. So I was very excited. So, and then you have to raise a minimum amount of money for the charity to be able to run, and then so yeah, that's how I got started with it for Boston. They give a training program. It's called Team in Training for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. And so I'm kind of following, what they say I should run every day. And it's just mileage build up, during the weeks. Some days you run hills, some day you run speed workouts, you do various things, and on Saturdays are the long runs, and they start, the longest one at first was like 5 or 6 miles, and now this Saturday I'm running 18, and then, yeah, so you run almost every day, and ice a lot of ice packs strapped to my legs at night, and a lot of stretching, a lot of gear. I have a lot of gear for it. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I'm running for 3 people. I'm running for my mom's maternal grandmother and grandfather. My grandfather passed away in 2002 from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and his wife, she's still very much alive, and she actually, ironically enough, after I started running for this charity, she got diagnosed with lymphoma, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and she's doing very, very well, and the prognosis is great. So I'm also running for Mike Bonadillo, who had leukemia when he was younger. He was on cross country, so I know his dad had run for him for like 10 years or so, and I know the family pretty well, so he's a good kid, so I thought I would run for him too.